Alright, and we're back. Sorry about the brief break there. I just needed a moment to get myself a little bit of water and, of course, set up for the next round, adding in those deck lists so you can check them out in chat. We have Machine Gun, a deck by Arzheu versus Totemites. We just saw those Totemites, but the Machine Gun deck... We'll just kind of slowly turn that down. The Machine Gun deck that we're running is going to be facing off against Akane's deck from earlier, those Rakano Totemites, and Machine Gun being kind of a blue-red burn. So we're looking at it right here with Char, Torch, Herald Song, all that kind of stuff. Bam, Sneaky Peeky, Hunter's Harpoon, Icicle Marksman, Garden of Omens, Iceberg Warchief, and Tainted Mark. So lots of cool little ideas here, trying to power out a bunch of extra power and then just burn them to death. So we'll see which one wins out here. Right now, I'm going to jump on in, and we're going to watch between these two. We're going to start off with, I think we should start with Arzheu. We'll let them challenge each other. All right. There we are. So we're going to watch Arzheu here on this Skycrag Machine Gun list, as they call it, versus those Totemites from earlier from Akane. This is a loser's bracket match, so whoever loses this is done from the tournament. It is a best of 3 still. So we'll still have a couple of games to decide. But this is an important match. Every match here matters a lot for both of these players because any loss is a elimination. Ooh, and Akane having to throw back their whole hand. That being said, it might not be that bad because Arzheu's hand looks like it's in trouble too. Arzheu needs some power cards here to actually start going off. Currently just sitting on a Char. And, oh man. Akane starting with a Crown Watch Paladin. I was going to say that's great because of the Aegis. However, Arzheu did find an answer right away. Let's see if they decide to go with it. It's kind of a tough decision to make because you've got to use 2 cards just to get rid of the Crown Watch Paladin. And yeah, they're just going to let Akane kind of lead the pace of play here, starting off with some Warcry. Oh, and another Char. I've got to imagine you now just double Char that. You might hold on to the Torch, but... Uh-oh, and Akane has something. There is a fast spell out of Akane. They have Finest Hour in their deck. And Rampage as well. Torch would have gotten it, but Rampage stops that. We get another attack in here. And Arzheu needs to find power right now. Oh, yeah, unfortunate start here. And they can kill that Burning Core Drake, but they're still just slowly dying to this Crown Watch Paladin. Lucky for Arzheu to have all those removal spells, but I don't know that that's ultimately going to make the difference if they can't find a power. That being said, I mean, if they can turn it around, they have a massive advantage in cards. Oh no, Kindling Carver Tattoo Dragon though. Choosing to sacrifice the Crown Watch Paladin just to make sure they get the extra card. And a Torch from Arzheu again. Really stuck on this drought, but able to kind of kill a lot of the big threats here out of Akane despite that. They're still in this simply because of the fact they've gotten so much really cheap removal. Like, there's actually a chance of getting out of this. Akane deciding to attack and keep up the pressure. And another Char! The Kindling Carver's down. There's only a 2-drop left. If Akane floods... Oh, there we go. Now that finally looks like the game. Because Arzheu can't really have an answer to that. Oh, with the Carver. Yeah, that's definitely enough to end it. Choosing to sacrifice the Soul Fire Drake, which I feel is a little bit dicey, but does mean, of course, that every single card now in Akane's deck is a big threat, and Arzheu just doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. Really unfortunate game there for Arzheu. Somehow clung on for a lot longer than we imagined, just drawing a lot of Chars and Torches, but eventually you have to get power to play the rest of your deck, and Arzheu just couldn't get there. So an unfortunate first game from Arzheu. Tough from both players, though. Like, Akane really flooded out there for a while and did mulligan down to 6. So we'll see how the next game turns out. It's not over. We can see Arzheu definitely turn it around, win 2 games in a row, and move on. We'll have to find that out now. We're going to watch from Akane's side and see how things go for game 2. Akane being on match point. And starting off with an excellent hand. Give Arzheu a little bit of that luck, because I think they need it after that last game. And remember, Akane is up a game. Looking at 1-0 lead against Arzheu. And I like this Tota Pioneer. Akane being very smart, leading with the Covetous, because they'd rather lose that than the Tota Pioneer. And they can still get this Tota for free next turn. They just have to play it before attacking. Yeah, and there we go. It just gets killed right away. One of the things that Arzheu's deck has is a lot of burn. So they're going to be able to get rid of a lot of threats. Akane's got to be very smart in the way that they order what they're playing, so they can kind of keep their better units in the back and hopefully let Arzheu burn themselves out, essentially, of having removal. This is a tough spot because you want to keep both the Carver and the Tota Pioneer alive. So Akane just opts to do nothing. However, nice for them, Bam does not have any abilities, so we'll be able to fall short that right away. And yeah, now we get a Teething Whelp down. I was almost expecting to see a Kindling Carver follow it and sacrifice it. But not yet. Arzheu digging through their deck with these Herald Songs, trying to find enough value to go off. And now Akane looking to start the ball rolling here. I'd like to see playing the Tota and the Kindling Carver. I'd like to see both of those played, and maybe even a sacrifice, honestly. I would try and get that online. Yeah, Arzheu playing this Iceberg, but Akane holding up that removal. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a good idea. Oh, this is an excellent draw. They didn't want to risk the Tota Pioneer or the Kindling Carver, but they can risk this Covetous Stranger, and if it doesn't die right away, they get a lot of value off of it. Yeah, Mortar goes after the Nightmare Dragon because it kind of has to, but now things go into motion. Get a free Tota Pioneer and a Treasure Trove to go with it. And then we're going to see the Carver as well. No, we're just going to see the Treasure Trove. An interesting play, because that does mean that if this Covetous Stranger goes away, there's no way to get extra value off the Tota Pioneer right away from an extra draw. Oh, God. These Iceberg War Chiefs are really good cards, but they just keep running into Torches and Conflagrates. Really good draws from Akane here. Putting Arzheu in a really tough spot. And of course now, like, this is just generating extra mana. Digging quickly through Kiryu's deck. And Arzheu's in a lot of trouble now. We've got to see how many more burn spells they can find. We know they have a lot of them. I'm not sure exactly what they're looking for right now, although they kept that on top. Maybe a Dragon Forge? Oh, wow. Eclipse Dragon off the top for Akane to just keep up the pressure. And they're throwing in all the units because they've got this backup Finest Hour. Oof. Yeah, putting Arzheu to 11 on only 2 cards. And of course, able to draw another card if they want. Deciding to wait, though, just able to make some extra mana out of it from the Toad Pioneer next turn. Oh, and Arzheu at least pops off one of them, but they're facing 6 damage in the air. Sorry, make that 9. This is a pretty back-breaking position for Arzheu to be in. I don't know if they have a way out. Yeah, so, I mean, they can try and Shugo tactic here, but that's still just going to be a trade. And then they're facing lethal in the air next turn with another Nightmare Dragon and a Kindling Carver on the ground, too. And I don't see a way out. Okay, Akane deciding to hold back. Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. Arzheu facing lethal and bowing out of the tournament. Akane moving on very decisively in the loser's bracket here. So very well fought match. A good plays by both of the players. Tough first game for sure, where there's a lot of screw. Just kind of unfortunate. But a nice second game, and Akane moving on. Arzheu will be able to join in the next tournament. We'll be running these again soon, I'm sure. So better luck next time. Sorry that was a little bit rough there. Rebuild the deck, and it'll be better and stronger. Thank you very much for playing, Arzheu. It was a tough break on that first game.